Welcome to the Daily Show.
Thanks for having us. Thanks.
Let's start with a few congratulations. First of all, congratulations. The show has been renewed for season 2.
That's right, yeah.
So congratulations on that. And congratulations on having 2 successful shows on the air at the same time.
Yeah.
That's really amazing because you have Southside and you also have Sherman's Showcase as well.
That's right.
Yeah. Right? Did you in your wildest dreams predict that would happen in your lives?
I didn't even think I would be employed in 2019. We always say we wanted to have our own baby. We wanted to have our own show. We got blessed, man. We had twins. So
right.
Yeah. It was a good time.
The story of how you put this together, though, is what makes it more impressive for me. Because you became friends because you loved, what was it, Coming to America?
Coming to America was always a special show, a special movie to us because, like, you saw black people, you know, it was a black community, but there was diversity within the community. Some had money, some were broke. You know, Sam Jackson's robbing McDowell's with a shotgun. But then there were other people who were like, you know, very religious, and some people, you know, put S-curl in their hair. Yeah. Like, there were just all these different types of people. And so we always felt like when it came time for us to do a show, we were going to also show all the different types of people there are in the community.
Yeah.
That's what Southside has really done. And I mean, people love the show. Critics, viewers alike, they go, what's amazing about this show is that you don't see the South Side of Chicago like this.
Not at all.
It's a neighborhood that's been, you know, there are a lot of demagogues who will, like, completely convince you that everything on the South Side of Chicago is just violence and decay. We don't even have to say some of the politicians who have made it sort of like their industry to say these kind of things, but we wanted to show the actual South Side.
Yeah, you know, being born and raised on the South Side of Chicago, you know, what I saw was like, look, this is not my city. My city is a place of joy. It's a place of laughter. I actually thought about this with regard to you because you're from South Africa. And I know what I hear from people, what I see in the news, but I would love if there was a show about your city that came from your voice because you're coming from the inside. So as we try to sort of reform what people think about, when they think about Chicago, we said, well, let's let Chicagoans tell it. In front of the camera, behind the camera, people from Chicago, and the people really came out. We had extras who showed up who were like, we can't believe we get to come do a show about Chicago and we don't have to play a corpse. You know, we get to have fun today. We're like, yeah, man, let's have fun. You know, and a lot of the people on our show aren't even actors.
Right.
You know, they're just the funniest people we know. I got 2.
Sometimes they're the funniest people near where we were shooting.
Yeah.
You know, like they would just come over and they'd be like, hey, you know what's missing in the scene? It's me. And we'd be like, all right, Mr. Bus Driver, but true story. We were shooting a scene on a bus, and the bus driver was kind of funny, so we gave him a couple of lines. We always said that, like, if you talk to people about who's the funniest person you've ever met, a lot of times it's not like some stand-up comedian. It's like, oh, my auntie, she's hilarious.
Right.
And so the auntie's on the show.
Yeah, an auntie on the show.
That's what I love about Southside is like it's the diversity of an idea that people don't willingly accept, because a lot of people want to put, you know, places and spaces like Chicago in one box. Is Southside dangerous or is it only? But it's like, no, it can be both things at the same time.
That's right.
There can be joy despite the pain. You know, there can be moments of celebration despite the moments of suffering. And that's what the show is really about. But why did you specifically go with, like, we're going to hire people from Chicago, we're going to cast people from Chicago? That's like a specific decision to make.
You know, there's a great comedy tradition of people kind of looking inward, looking at their own family. So many great comedic voices come from what happened around mom's dinner table. It goes all the way back to the Osmonds. I Love Lucy, she worked with her husband. You know, Diallo's on the show Marlon for a while. Like, that was the Wayans family. You know, it was their family's voice. And so for us, we were like, well, Chicago, we really want to tell a story about Chicago that's authentic and real. Let's look inward. Let's get
authentic.
My wife is on the show. You know, shout out Chandra. Hey, baby. Hi. And that's done.
Didn't want to forget that.
No, I had to remember that. But also, I was just, you know, our friends, the twins are on the show. I went to high school with those guys. My brother's the star of the show. Diallo's on the show. So it's nice when you get to make something, you look around the room, you see people whose comedic voices helped inspire yours, and you kind of come together and create something that really feels specific and unique.
You know, just real quick, I just want to say one time I was getting into a lift after a shoot, and, you know, the lift driver was like, hey, I heard y'all making a comedy about the South Side. And he said it kind of like weird. I didn't know if he had an agenda. I didn't know if it was going to go bad. And I was like, yeah, we are shooting a comedy about the South Side. And he was like, thank you. He was like, it's been too long since somebody told the other side of what it's like. Because people love the South Side. And they love growing up in that community. And it wouldn't be that way if every moment you thought, oh, it's about to go down. Like, no, it's not like that.
Yeah.
That's a weird way for him to like change his tone. I mean, like
he was nervous for a while.
yeah, because if someone says, "Yo, I heard you making a comedy in the South Side,"
click.
Like, I like that show. It's just like, that was an emotional roller coaster that you just took me on there, my friend.
You know what? I give him 5 stars for sure.
Yeah.
You have to after that. What do we look forward
Good
to?
conversation, I think I put
Good
that.
conversation and emotional roller coaster. What do we look forward to in season 2?
We're going to do more of the same. The people that people loved season 1 are going to come back. We're also going to expand what the city is. You know, our show takes place primarily in an economically challenged community, but there's so many more parts of Chicago. I mean, the Obamas live on the South Side.
Which
That's
is...
right, yeah, Hyde Park. I want him to watch the show. Barack, please, Mr. President.
I like how you said that you looked in the camera.
I
and
looked
you
in the wrong
said
camera
that,
too, by the way.
like Barack is also watching with your wife, and
he
you were
loves
like, Barack, if you want to pop into the show,
If Bo the dog wants to be on the show, we'd love to have him. I mean, like, no, it's. I mean it. Like,
if we can get Bo, that would be great. But there's so many. You know, we want to do more. You know, one of our goals was to create a space where something really, really funny could happen. We actually love the show The Simpsons. You could have episodes where, you know, Marge is a star, or Patty and Selma, or Chief Wiggum. And similarly on Southside, we have 153 speaking parts. Wow. I mean, comedy's coming from every direction. So next season, more of the same, more great Chicago stories, more great human stories.
Oh, it's more of the same. It's going to get 100% on Rotten Tomatoes once again. Gentlemen, thank you for coming to the show. Congratulations. We're a big fans of what you do. The 2-episode season finale of Southside will air September 18th at 10 p.m. on Comedy Central. Bashir Salahuddin, everybody, and Diallo Riddle.